rock, most people enjoy a good story. Imagine a story where you rock. I challenge you to make a difference in the world and then share your story to inspire, bring hope and encouragement to others. Together, let us create a better, more peaceful world. Let's not just imagine world peace, let's work for it. Are you doing something rocking in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, or the world? I would love to have you on my show to share your rocking stories. We are here with Sandy Stack with the Friendship Inn, Executive Director. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, what's the history of the Friendship Inn? How did it get started?
Well, it started in 1969 with 6 people served 6 men a bowl of soup. And from there, we've incorporated to be incorporated and serving 1,000 meals a day.
Holy, that's a lot of people.
47 years, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so where do you get your funding from?
Our funding all comes from the community. We have no government funding. And so we call on the community to donate $5 a day and up to $50 a day. And it takes $5,000 a day to run the Friendship Inn. So all of our funding comes from individual donors.
Not corporations?
Large corporations, Potash Corp, Cameco, the United Way, and all the large corporations that people give to those corporations, and then they in turn give to us.
Okay, so how did the building get built then?
Well, this new building came in 2011, and we did a capital campaign in 2000, and Friends Indeed campaign, and the community really went above and beyond. We are mortgage free now, and in our new building that we can accommodate even more people.
So how did you get started in the Friendship Inn?
Oh, it's a great story how I got started. 5 years ago, I was taking a program called Lay Formation with the Catholic Diocese, and the executive director came to speak about the Friendship Inn, and I was just called to be a volunteer. So I went to the Friendship Inn the next week and volunteered and served my first piece of pie. And from there I stayed as a volunteer, and I watched the organization, and then I offered my services to be the family worker. And from there I became the executive director.
Well, isn't that wonderful?
From that one piece of pie. Thank you.
One piece of pie can do anything.
Anything. Volunteering can open doors for a lot of people.
Well, and that's why you rock, and I wanted to have you on my show
Thank you.
to talk about that. Let's talk about how important volunteers are for the Friendship Inn.
Well, let's talk about it. We had 3,500 volunteers last year. 3,500 new volunteers came to the Friendship Inn any day of the week, with families, with teams, with schools, all different ways that you can volunteer. And 3,500 turned out to be over $200,000 in cost savings that we saved on the bottom line with having that many volunteers.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is for sure. So how do you get to be a volunteer?
Well, you sign up. You can come and sign up on our website. You have to fill out a criminal record check, and that is free at the police station. And then you come and say you want to come on a Saturday. Then you just give Jody a call and sign up.
So there's a schedule?
There is a schedule, and there's different shifts that you can work. We start at 7 in the morning to prepare breakfast for 8, and you can come at 7 in the morning and stay with us until 3, or you can come just at lunchtime to serve the meal at lunchtime, because we serve 2 meals a day.
Okay. And what are your hours of operation?
7 till 3.
Okay. So is it just food, or is there other services that you have?
Well, the Family Worker Department has a Just for Dads program that does parenting just for fathers, for single fathers. We also have a grandparenting group that services new grandparents in this new millennium age of how to keep up with your teenager. And we also have grieving groups, and different organizations bring their expertise to the Friendship Inn. So we have a Healthy Mom, Healthy Baby clinic on Fridays. We have HIV health nurses that come and do testing right at the Friendship Inn. So all different organizations can come and showcase their expertise right in the heart of our dining room.
Oh, that's wonderful. So people just come and show up that day, or do you advertise?
We advertise. So if Frontier College comes every Saturday to do tutoring with our students that come, and so they pre-schedule that. So you could pre-schedule a group. Read Saskatoon also does programming with the Friendship Inn.
So it's not just about food.
No, it's not about food. We're so much bigger than food.
And so what do you think it would be your criteria, or your mandate, or your mission?
Well, our mission is to have a no questions asked policy.
Okay.
We don't ask anyone any questions. Anyone can have a meal anytime. And that has been since our inception, that we've never had a questions, which makes us encompassing to all people that are needing a meal or needing services. We offer a hand up and not a handout. And so if friendship is if friendship is calling you and you're lonely, then come to the Friendship Inn, because we are a family.
So how did that title come to be, Friendship Inn? Do you know how it was
I don't
created?
know how that title was created. No, I don't. But it's certainly
Appropriate. It's very
It's
appropriate.
very appropriate. Whoever named it well.
That's for sure.
Yes.
That's for sure. So what are some other things that you'd like to share about the Friendship Inn and why it's so important to have a Friendship Inn?
Well, it's a community center and it's open for all people. And certainly we certainly highlight and work with people that are living in poverty. And we certainly are working with people that are living paycheck to paycheck. But I think the call is just to become, today when I left, there was a Métis man playing the fiddle, and our Daisy is our resident and our guest that's there every day, was playing the spoon. So it's just, and there were people jigging. It's just such a happy place to be.
So people can come and hang out, not necessarily get
Yes, they
food?
can come and hang out and watch TV, spend the day, warm up, cool off.
Okay, so what about do you run by a board, or
We
how
are
does that-
governed by an executive board of directors. There's 16. Andrew Coots, who is the partner with Deloitte & Touche, is our chair right now. And we have wonderful boards who are actively working in fundraising, in governance, in HR.
And so you were going to talk a little bit about the funding. And
Well, the funding is alarming to me. I'm not sure if you heard that the John Howard Society, the government of Saskatchewan, is scaling back on our fine option program, which is very detrimental to us at the Friendship Inn, because we have 10 fine options a day that work off their fines.
so, fine.
Fine
Okay,
option, yes.
yes.
So through the John Howard Society,
Oh.
if you receive a parking ticket and you want to work it off at the Friendship Inn, you would take that and work that off through the John Howard Society. So that is all being cut.
It's eliminated completely.
It will be eliminated completely.
never knew that.
That is
And
the talks
yes.
right now. So that's alarming to us, because that's 10 extra bodies that we don't have to recruit.
Exactly.
We don't have to pay, and that work still has to be done. So if they pull that funding tomorrow, we will be having to come up with another $250,000 of operational costs to hire staff to replace that.
That's a huge amount of people.
That's a huge amount of people, and it's a huge call to the city that already supports us so generously. And it's hard to always be needing to be in crisis. It's nice to have an operational budget that's
Sure.
flowing, and this is a real blow to our bottom line.
Well, I can see that. And even for the people that get fines,
Oh, it's terrible if you have a $250 fine for running a stop sign or a speeding ticket, that you have to come up with that money. So it's going to be detrimental to those that are living in poverty as well.
So what can people do? Could they write letters?
They
or
can
what-
write letters to the Minister, the Minister of Justice. They can call. We were on CTV. We were on the news this morning, so
Okay.
you can call, and you can go on John Gormley. Any of those things to try to steer this in the right direction, because we know that bringing awareness, like the library, can change some of those policies.
Yes, and I always believe change is made by grassroots people.
That's
and
right.
we were talking about the library, and for people that don't know,
The funding has been reinstated.
yes, which is a huge amount. It was almost twice the amount that was taken off, and so that's been reinstated. So I always believe in the power of people.
The power of people and the power of our voice and the power to say that it starts with me. And so today it starts with me, that if this government is only going to save $200,000, it saves us more than that, which in turn we don't have to go to the government for that funding. So it's not very counterproductive.
And $200,000 in the big picture is not a lot of money. So, to help out and do a good service for society. And I feel that if we care about people, it really makes a difference for our society and how the city is envisioned, and tourism and everything. In the long run, it pays off.
It does pay off, and we certainly don't ever want to celebrate our numbers going up. We celebrate when our numbers go down.
Of course.
That people have enough food in their fridge to stay home and not have to come to the Friendship Inn and line up for their only meal maybe for the day. So we know that when our numbers are under the 1,000, that's a celebration.
And I just saw on the news the other day that Ontario is considering giving a living wage, to people, so that to keep them out of poverty.
Exactly.
And they're experimenting with that. And I think food should be vital for all. Food and shelter and clothing is something.
It's essential.
It's essential.
It's essential. And in order to continue on moving on with your life, you need to get up in a place that has a roof over your head and have a breakfast so that you can go on and prosper in your day.
And not only that, because I was a teacher for 30 years, when you're hungry, you don't make good decisions. You necessarily, it impacts your whole life.
It does impact your whole life.
And also your ability to study and
To function.
To function.
If you're hungry, that's all you're worrying about. I read a stat a few years ago that it says that over 400 times a day we think of food.
Holy.
400 times a day. We're driving down the street, we see a McDonald's sign, you think about that. 400 times a day you think about food. Can you imagine if you were hungry and all you saw were foods all day and having no access to
because
food?
I'm always thinking of food because I'm Ukrainian and I like to eat.
And we like to eat and we like to celebrate with
Exactly.
food. And all cultures like to celebrate with
Exactly.
food. We love to sit down. So on Easter, when we just had our Easter celebration, we served 1,300 meals. And it was a long process. And we didn't think we were ever going to get through at 12:30 when we looked at the line and was outside the door and the dining room was just flooded. But we were able to let all the families that came together stay together and eat in unison and together, which is what Easter is about and what celebration is about.
Exactly.
And so we do that at the Friendship Inn.
Well, that is wonderful, and I thank you for doing that. And, tell people, where's your website? What's your website?
friendshipinn.ca. Please visit our website
And
go
remind us
online.
again.
Go online and volunteer, donate, come visit us. I'd love to give anyone a tour. I'd love businesses to come and have team building. Is a wonderful way to do team building in the summertime. If you're having a day with your staff, come and celebrate yourselves with the Friendship Inn and explore volunteering.
Yes, because I heard through work now, as some of the businesses will allow them to work at Friendship Inn for a day.
Absolutely, you can come and work at Friendship Inn for a day, and often companies match that with a cash donation if you come and work your time with the Friendship Inn. Organizations love to come together and serve together and stay together. It's great unison. It's great team building.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate you being on my show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That was Sandy Stack with the Friendship Inn.